Ciao ragazzi, I'm Danilo and welcome back to another video. I get a lot of questions on how do I learn my solos, what's the best way to practice them, and what you need to be careful when you're trying to master a solo. So today I want to show you 5 very common mistakes I've seen a lot of guitar players when they are learning and playing lead sections. Let's try to make a practice example and let's learn a guitar solo together. Shall we? I'm gonna use one of the solos I made with my band for our upcoming record, top secret, so don't tell everyone, so I don't get in trouble with copyright, but all that I'm explaining obviously will apply to all the solos you want to learn. To do that, I'm going to use Moises.Ai, because as you may already know, this is what I actually use almost every day to practice and create backing tracks for my solos. In case you're not familiar with Moises.Ai, it's an app dedicated to musicians where you can import any song, have it analyzed by AI, and then have the possibility not only to slow it down, get the chords and loop and specific section, but you have this stem separation of drums, bass, vocals, guitars and more to listen to them isolated or simply remove them from the song. Moreover, with the latest update, Moises is now the only app capable of separating rhythm and lead guitar. I know, I was skeptical as well when I saw the option, but trust me, you'll see in a second. The app is available for free to download and offers some of these separation features, but if you want, there's also premium and pro versions that offers all the functions I just mentioned, including hi-fi separation. If you have never tried it, I'll leave a link down in the description below, or you can scan the QR code somewhere around here to download the app and try it for yourself. And now, without further ado, let me show you how to learn a solo and what are the 5 very common mistakes to avoid. To start, let's import the song with the solo we want to learn, and once the app has analyzed it, we find all the tracks here. Let's go to the part with the solo, and here it is. Let me quickly play a few seconds for you. Now, as I was saying, we have both the option to remove the solo or to isolate it. Which is what we're going to do, because this way we can grasp the details better to learn it. Now, let's immediately start with the first mistake that I see many guitars make, which is perhaps the most important one to me: out of time vibrato. Vibrato is an essential skill for every solo guitarist, and doing in time with the song is crucial for several reasons. First of all, vibrato expresses emotion and feeling in your performance. When you execute vibrato in sync with the song's tempo, you add a sense of cohesion between your guitar and the rest of the band. Imagine performing a vibrato that goes out of sync with the music's rhythm. It's just like playing a riff out of time. It could be very unpleasant and disjointed. Lastly, the way you do vibrato allows you to communicate your mood and emotion during the performance. If you're playing comfortably numb, for example, and you do a very fast vibrato, you'll seem anxious and not relaxed at all, which is the complete opposite to the mood of the song. If you're playing instead something like from Zakk Wylde, then yeah, the vibrato should be more pronounced and aggressive and fast. It always depends on the BPM of the song and the atmosphere you want to convey. So you can't do all the vibrato the same way. It may seem like a small detail, but I'm sure that I've heard many guitarists play everything right, all perfect and with in-tune bending, and then vibrate very quickly and completely random compared to the song's tempo, and to me that ruins everything. So, assuming we have to play this part, we'll do the vibrato following the drums, for example, and not like this. Out of time vibrato is just as bad as out of tune bending, trust me. Common mistake number 2. Not muting the open strings. Not muting the strings that are not being played is a crucial aspect to ensure a clean performance free from unwanted noise and to avoid the annoying resonance effect. Properly muting the strings using the right damping techniques allows you to eliminate any background noise, allowing only the notes you are playing to shine. Muting the open strings is also an essential practice to maintain control over your sound, especially during a solo where the gain level may be high, and to avoid feedback or larsen issues. The more gain you have, the better you should mute all the strings you don't need. To do this, I use the karate side of my right hand, so this part right here, resting on the strings. And with my left hand, I often use my thumb over the neck to block the lower strings. If you find a guitarist that says, "No, it's wrong, the thumb should always be behind the neck and never above it, it's because they don't know what they're talking about, trust me. And they've never even done a bending in their life, probably. So, do not listen to them. Let's take this phrase from the solo, for example. If we listen to it, it's very clear, so it should be played like this. And not like this. Mistakes number 3, trusting tabs. Relying solely on online tablatures can lead to a lot of mistakes and misinformation. Online tablatures can be made by anyone, which means they may not be carefully checked before being published. Mistakes in note transcription or finger placement can be quite common. Furthermore, different people may interpret the song differently, leading to multiple versions of the same tablatures, since there's no indication of the note duration, as in sheet music. Moreover, essential context such as dynamics, articulation, and phrasing often is missing in tabs. These details are crucial for capturing the true essence of the song you want to play. So if you really want to use tabs, you need to accompany them with an intense and attentive listening to the song you want to learn. Also, the fingering on tabs, like I said, can be wrong, and if it seems too strange to you, it probably is. Watching live videos of the band playing the song can really help you with this. Now, as I mentioned, this is one of my own solos, so there are no line tabs, and if you want to learn it, the only way we have to do it is to isolate the track, slow it down, and listen to it bit by bit. At first, it may seem difficult, but the more you do it, the more you will notice how each time you'll spend less and less time learning a solo or a riff by ear. Trust me, you'll get to the point where you listen to a riff and you can already visualize how it should be played, even without a guitar in your hand. So, tabs are okay, but do not trust them too much. Another very common mistake is to ignore the rhythm behind a solo. Learning the underlying rhythmic part when studying a solo is crucial for several reasons. Firstly, to develop a sense of groove. The rhythmic part often contains the groove and feel of the song itself, so learning it helps to integrate the groove even into the solo part, rather than just seeing them as two separate sections. But most importantly, it will facilitate improvisation and you'll learn more quickly where to put your hands during the solo. When I started playing guitar, for example, I was looking at the tabs online, reading the numbers written, and trying to memorize the sequence of these numbers. Well, that's very wrong and complicated. Suppose your memory fails you during the solo. What do? Do you start pressing frets randomly, or even worse, do you stop? Definitely no. First of all, you need to understand what key the song is in. And already, based on that, you should know that more or less the solo will use certain scales and notes. So even if you forget the exact notes of the solo, you can still get by improvising or playing those scales. Another useful thing about learning the rhythm is trying to understand how guitarists think when they compose certain phrases. Why did they make that lick? Why does that bending sound particularly good in that point of the solo? Learning the logic behind the guitar solo can also really help you to write your own stuff when you're playing in the same key, for example. Luckily, as I said, with the latest update from Moises, you can now also separate the rhythm guitar from the solo guitar, which is incredible. So, for example, if we do it like this, we can hear how the rhythm sounds, see the chords, and well, learn it. Last but not least, going fast. I will never tire of repeating it, but practicing a solo starting from very slow speeds is crucial for accurate and progressive mastery. Starting slowly allows you to focus on the technical details, sure, but also on the feeling. Otherwise you will be so focused and busy playing all the notes one after another, super fast, you will forget that human touch that will make it sound great. Once you have the confidence and control, it is possible to gradually increase the speed, but you must be sure to be able to do it perfectly and without mistakes before speeding it up. Trust me, if you can't do it slow, you won't be able to do it at the original speed. Also, this progressive approach helps you avoid mistakes and wrong habits right from the beginning, saving time and effort that will be otherwise needed once you realize that there's something wrong with your playing. So, once you have learned what notes the solo is composed of, you loop it, slow it down, and play it like that until exhaustion. And there you have it. These are the 5 most common mistakes lead guitarists makes, and I hope that now you won't be one of them. Like I said, having a tool like Moises at your disposal, it's really helpful and can make things much easier and faster to learn. So I really recommend you to check it out if you haven't already. Okay, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao!